We are getting ready to start our 4th year homeschooling, and I wanted to share with you 6 tips that have consistently really helped us to get the year off to a strong start. If you are a veteran homeschooler, then you know the importance of that first week or so. Just getting off to a strong start can really set the tone for the semester. And if you are a new homeschool parent, then I think that you are in the right place to hear a few tips that can help that first week especially to go a little bit smoother. My first tip is to incorporate music into the rhythm of school. I do that in 2 ways. The first way, actually probably 3. The first way is that I like to play soft, just instrumental music when people are supposed to be doing focused work. So when my kiddos are supposed to be independently working or we're having a more quiet time, then I'll just do instrumental music that really helps them to focus and know that that's a calm, focused time. Another way that we incorporate music is that each day I start the day after morning routine, we'll play a song of the semester, song of the year. This song is usually upbeat, really positive, something fun. Generally, it's something that my kids help pick out, but this year I have not gotten around to doing that, so I'm still using the same song as last year, and it's still working. So what we do is after that morning routine, I'll start playing this song when the kids are almost done with their routines, with their morning chores. By the end of that song, everyone knows they're expected to be in a spot ready to dive into whatever their first independent schoolwork of the day is. And they do know what that assignment is. Each kiddo is different depending on who I'm going to be working with. But it is a fun way to get kids seated and ready to start the day in comparison to saying, okay, let's go, let's wrap up our chores, let's get going. We need to start the school day. And you will say it 20 times. So just take my word for it, try the song, see if it works for you. The third way that I do that, of course, is through learning, especially when kids are little. I do that probably less now that my kiddos are starting to get a little bigger, but in that pre-K, kinder, first grade years, lots of music learning, lots of up on your feet, interactive, hands-on. There are plenty of free YouTube channels that have a lot of fun interactive dances and things like that, but getting them up off their feet is really, really important. I also highly recommend having a home base for your school area. For us, that looks like a little nook of a room in our house that has all of our school items. We do have desks too. I didn't start out that way, but my kids, as they've gotten older, have really liked having a little space to sit and work. But of course, that space can look different for the season that you're in and just what your home allows. Maybe it looks like a hallway closet and your kitchen table. Maybe it looks like a space in the living room that has a shelf where you can keep all of your homeschool items. But having just a designated area for your school things is so helpful. Even if you don't sit and do school there all day, it's generally where we do our group assignments and things like that. For us, we do group history and science. Usually takes place in the living room, and then our independent work usually takes place in our little learning nook here where the kids have their desks. And of course that can vary day to day. If one child is needing to focus and wants to go off into a different room, then that's fine too. So create a space though that's kind of your home base where you'll store all of your homeschool items and it can feel like your homeschool space. My third tip is to get organized before the school year starts. I really like to take a look through curriculum. I set some goals for each kiddo for what we want to really focus on that semester especially. I don't always do annual overviews because it seems to change depending on the progress that the child is making. So set some goals for the child that you can sit down and discuss with them before the semester begins, and then go through any old curriculum materials or supplies that you no longer need that are not going to be serving you and throw them away or gift them. If they're still in good shape, gift them to another homeschool family. I'm sure that would be a blessing to them. So make sure that your space, your designated area is organized and you've decluttered and also gone through curriculum so that you feel prepared to start the school year. My fourth tip is kind of on the same note as being organized. I like to create or map out what our week will look like, just an overview. I have used Michael Hyatt's Ideal Work Week for years, professionally and personally. And it may just be Ideal Week, because it's not just for people who are working full time in the office. It is something that I've curated for our family too. So I've actually made it to where like each myself and each child also have a column so that we know who's doing what on which days. I update this. Generally, it's been updated by the semester. And what I'll do is I just take a look at what we have going for that semester. Is anyone doing instrument lessons? Are we doing a co-op? When does that take place? And I fit those items in first, and then I fit school in around that schedule. I think that first time homeschool parents or first year homeschool parents can get into the mindset of public school at home, where you must get up at a certain time, you must do school for a certain amount of time and continue that rhythm of public school in their home. But that's really not the point of homeschooling. It's really to fit it around your lifestyle. And there have been times when I've adjusted our school schedule off of my work schedule. So I decided, okay, my kids just don't seem ready to start school in the morning, so I'm going to get my work done before we dive into school. My kids can play, have some free time or independent structured time. And that has just been the right answer for that season. So I think it's important to reassess that on a regular basis, but create a week and a schedule that works for you, and don't stress about, oh, we must get 5 hours of school in each day. That time stamp is just going to create stress. Trust me, it will. And so by freeing yourself up of that expectation, you'll be able to just create a flow that works for you, and don't feel like you have to have a full day of school. I mean, especially whenever they're little, you can accomplish school in a couple of hours each morning. It does not have to be intense for your child to be learning and to stay on track. There is so much time that is absorbed in the school day for things like transition or an unruly child or getting settled into a classroom. So there's a lot of inefficiencies there that make up the majority of that long school day. So do not feel like your child needs to be learning from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. Something I like to do to really make the first day more fun is to make it feel like a party. I decorate the schoolroom so that it feels upbeat and happy. I like to play music for the first little bit, let the kids dance around. I also will, this year and last year, I put together just a little set of gift items for them that were mostly school related, but also just kind of fun trinkets, because a few years ago I stocked up on just general school supplies, and we're still using that stockpile, and so I don't have to go get new supplies each year. And I think that's something that's fun for kids, is to be able to have a few new items that are theirs and that feel fresh for them for the school year. And I didn't need to do that with just kind of general things like markers and crayons and pencils, and you think you have to buy those each semester, but the truth is you really don't. We have these drawers that are full of those types of things, and we can sharpen a colored pencil. So we just continue using those until we actually need to refresh. Same thing with stocking up. I like to stock up when paper and composition notebooks are on sale, and then we just have a stockpile and utilize those as we need those materials for school. In addition, of course, to our curriculum, which is nice to receive the new curriculum and the new books, but undoubtedly I am definitely more excited about those things than my kids are. They do enjoy seeing the boxes and flipping through their new books, but as far as the curriculum goes, it's a little less exciting than getting some fun toy items for their school year. Last but not least, I want to encourage parents to do something for yourself. As a homeschool parent, nobody is going to give you a number one teacher mug. It is sad, but it is true. And so it's up to you to do something to treat yourself and encourage yourself. Get a babysitter if you need to. What I did this year was just went out and got a pedicure with a friend and kind of got my mind wrapped around what I want our school year to look like, or our semester to look like. And that might look different for you. Maybe it's recharging by going on a hike or doing yoga. And of course, these things should be implemented into a routine self-care as well. But do something to spoil yourself. Maybe you've had your eye on a clothing item or something that you've really been wanting to do for yourself. So go and do that. Take that time for yourself to get reset, because your mood about school will greatly impact the mood and the vibe and the energy around your homeschool experience for your kids. So if you have time to take care of yourself, you can start the school year more efficiently and in a much better mood than just grumbling through it. So I'm wishing you a wonderful and amazing school year ahead. I hope that it is successful and just a joy for you and your family.